Hey guys, Creator Mom. So I started watching this video on using your intuitive and psychic abilities, and it reminded me and prompted me that there was another video that I wanted to make with some other thoughts I wanted to share about what God was speaking to me, and just to share that because, it might encourage somebody else or somebody else might relate with it. So anyways, I was taking a walk at the park and I got this message within my heart, like right here, that said, and it's like when the message comes, it's like a picture with some understanding about it. And so I was talking to God about just, going through this looking for another job thing and how I made the decision and felt inspired to take this whole past week to focus on doing that, to put my focus on that, to apply, to revise my resume, like revise my cover letters as I'm sending things, just how I just put like intense focus on that this past week. And God was saying, you dug the ground up, you tilled the ground, you sowed all your seeds, you worked really hard on that. And now this week, upcoming week, watch for the growth. Watch for the seeds to sprout. Watch to see what comes up. Relax. Pull back. Pull back now. Relax and watch and see what sprouts up, right? Like, you're not going to go into the next week and, I don't know, that was just the message I got. You worked, you tilled the ground, you sowed your seed. Now this week, sit back and watch and see what sprouts up for you. Release, right? And it made me think that a lot of times I feel like in the manifestation community and in prayer and faith, like we have a difficult time with the with faith and the idea of like letting go and surrender and blah blah blah, right? Because we're all navigating how to be human and God at the same time. Like we're all navigating how to be in the human world and in the God world and in the spiritual world, because we're human and God. We're one with God. We're divine. We're finite and infinite at the same very time. So we're trying to navigate, oh shit, how do we balance this shit out? You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it, at least. And so what God was speaking to me, what my inner self, whatever, was speaking to me yesterday was like, showed me that there's this element of push and release, in our lives. It's not one and it's not the other. It's both. And it's about how to intertwine and use both those things to walk in this world. Okay, I got interrupted there for 1 second. Yeah, anyways, that's it. That's all I really wanted to share. Just a push and a release. An effort, like the human physical effort, which is still, it's in flow. It's a decision, like, like for me, it's like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. This week, I'm going to dedicate the solid week to looking for a job. And something really interesting happened. It's kind of a long story, but the radio show that I was working for, they paid me for the first week that I had worked for them because payroll was up. But I also worked a little bit into the second week, I think 2 or 3 days. And, obviously payroll wasn't going to be for that week, but I was already leaving the job because I figured this is not for me because of the way that this guy acts or whatever. I was like, So I figured I wasn't going to get paid for that. Like, it was whatever to me. I was going to forfeit getting paid at all because there was just such an energy of worthlessness coming up for me, and the fact that I didn't deserve to be paid because I hadn't even produced a lead yet. So all my work was bullshit, was throw it to the wind. Who cares? It's worthless what you did because it didn't produce anything that we wanted. So I was going to tell him point blank, keep your fucking money. I'm out of here, you know what I mean? But I thought, I guess that is more reactionary. Like, just come back down and be grounded and realize that you did work and you do deserve to be paid. And that's it, right? Black and white, by point blank. So then I had agreed to submit my hours for that week that I worked. But like I said, into that second week, I worked some days already, but payroll wasn't covering that week yet. I think you would understand what I'm saying. So I figured, it's okay. That's a loss. It's fine. So I ended up getting a paycheck from this job, a second one. And I was like, holy crap. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I didn't even expect to get paid. And, I know it was probably the girl who works there. But anyways, I was grateful to receive that. That was a really nice surprise because I had already made the decision that I wasn't going to work at my normal contracted job for this week. Because A, there's not a lot going on there, and B, I want to meander away. I knew I needed to take this week to focus on trying to get another job, to focus on transitioning over. So, yeah, that was a revelation I got. Take this week. And then when I decided to do that, then afterwards, like, this check came, and I was like, holy moly, it's almost as if my week is covered. What I would have gotten paid for this week came through from this other place. So I thought that was really divine, and I really love and appreciate that. So yeah, it was like not really suffering a big loss there or anything. So anyways, yeah, yesterday God was saying, look, now release. Go, this week, just go back to the job and do some things and work some hours. Let the job hunting go. Pull back on that and watch and see what comes up, what seeds sprout up. Let go. That's the letting go process, right? Ever heard when people say, oh, once I let go, shit just started happening. Right. It's probably not that you were doing anything wrong before, because there is a period of intention, of focus. And then I also think there's that period of surrender and pull back. So I think both are working together, just like the Bible always giving us farming parables, farming, right? Well, you work hard when you're farming, you're tilling the damn land, you're sowing the seeds. But then after that, you pull back. You don't go, like they say, you don't go dig it back up or go and checking on your seeds. You pull back. You said, seeds are going to sprout. I worked hard. I put my focus in, and now I'm pulling back, and I'm going to see. And then we'll see what happens afterwards. Who knows? There might be a second round of focus after that. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know. I just know that that's what my heart is directing me to do. So overall, I just want to say, to wrap this video up, is that in life, with us being human and God, there's a working with the blend of these two, and it's both. We put in effort through flow. We dig the ground, we sow our seeds, and then we surrender and we let go, and we go through those cycles. So it's not like when you were in your effort phase that you were doing something wrong, because now you're in your surrender phase, because that was you putting in your intention and focus. It's just like when we know we want to take a certain direction with our life. You ever go through a phase where you're doing affirmations every single day? You're speaking out all your affirmations dedicatedly every morning, and then all of a sudden you notice, you wake up and like a week goes by and you're like, oh shit, I haven't even really said my affirmations or anything. I think it's because you did that pushing, you did that sowing, and then now you're releasing a little bit and letting it percolate, letting it grow, letting it sprout, because we can't live our lives fully in either of those realms. They have to work collaboratively with each other. That's what I'm thinking. All right, anyways, I'm done. Peace out and have an awesome Sunday.